Inspirational Creatives, episode 245. Welcome to Inspirational Creatives. I'm your host, Rob Lawrence. Join me every Friday as I chat with successful artists, producers, and creative entrepreneurs who share powerful stories and strategies. They can help you to create the life that you want. Listen each week as these inspirational creatives show you how to take your creativity to the next level. You'll learn how to create a sustainable business that inspires others and gives you the financial freedom and lifestyle that you want. Thanks for listening. Make sure you sign up at inspirationalcreatives.com to get free exclusive bonus material. And now, on with the show. Rob here, and a very warm welcome to the Inspirational Creatives podcast. In the next 7 days, I'm going to be sharing with you the wisdom of Dr. Christine Lee, a procrastination coach who can help creative people like you and me to get unstuck and moving again with our creative projects and ideas. If you're new to this podcast and Inspirational Creatives, normally every Wednesday I share with you a short action episode which is designed to help you take some life-changing action towards living more creatively. Each Friday, I share with you a longer interview. However, for the next 7 days, I've chosen to share with you a mini-series focusing in on fear, and more specifically, the common fears that prevent us from getting our creative work done. So for the next 7 days, I'll be sharing with you an idea, a piece of inspiration, or an action, or a piece of wisdom from Dr. Christine Lee that I feel will help you to unlock your creative genius and your creative potential. So today it's Saturday, and I have with me here Dr. Christine Lee, a procrastination coach and psychologist who has taught me, to quote Elizabeth Gilbert, how all procrastination is fear. Today is day 4 of our Overcoming 7 Fears in 7 Days mini-series, and yesterday we explored the fear of criticism, a very real fear for many of us, and one that is closely related to the fear of rejection, which we explored on Thursday, day 2 of this short mini-series. So today we're talking about the fear of uncertainty. So I'd love to ask you, what are some of the signs that we can look for when we're perhaps experiencing the fear of uncertainty and how that's blocking our work?
I think it might be just as simple as when we're thinking, wow, life is really complex and really unpredictable, and that so many different things might come of any one particular action. There are so many doors that we could open, and that might even open without our trying. So it's just the general idea that life brings a lot of chaos with it. And I think when, let's say, creative people fear uncertainty, you might see a lot of controlling behaviors, wanting to know specifics, wanting a lot of authority over the project, wanting a lot of information even, and feeling like things have to be done a certain way. If there's one thing I've learned from 20 years of being a psychologist, is that things really don't tend to go a certain way when we demand it to go a certain way, because life is just so complex and people are so complex and fate is so complex. So I've come to think that when we try to control things excessively, we just are focusing in the wrong way. We're moving our attention away from the kind of beautiful chaos of the universe and into this small, dark corner of the room that's not very pretty to look at. And so I encourage anyone who will listen to think bigger, to think outside of themselves, and to grow, to be a little bit, to cope with that feeling of being more out of control, but not crazy out of control, just a little bit more of the idea of flow and not being rigid or uptight or nervous all the time. Because guess what? Being nervous all the time really isn't so great for your creativity.
So to summarize then, life brings a lot of chaos. When we want to know the specifics, or when we try to control projects or events, when we feel like things have to be done a certain way, ironically, things tend not to go our way. A sense of uncertainty can be stressful for many of us. Not knowing what's going to happen or how things are going to pan out often paralyse us in our tracks, or at the very least prevent us from being our best selves as we try to move forward with our creative work, full of fear. Life is complex and unpredictable, yet within this there are lots of opportunities to explore. Christine encourages us to think bigger and to try to go with the flow of life. Letting go of some of our rigid expectations allows us to refocus and to see, as Christine puts it, the beautiful chaos of the universe. A sense of being out of control is not necessarily a bad thing. When we're feeling fear that relates to uncertainty, we can remind ourselves that this may be an opportunity to grow and to create something new, even if that is simply a different perspective. As Susan Jeffers expresses in her book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, when we confront intense difficulty, it's a sign to grow. It's an opportunity to learn something new. The only other valuable state to be in, as Christine suggests, is in a state of flow. I hope you enjoyed the wisdom shared with you in this episode today. Let me know your thoughts on today's inspiration by dropping me an email at rob@inspirationalcreatives.com. Join me tomorrow when we explore the fear of loss of freedom. So I look forward to catching up with you then. Thanks for listening. Nothing beats the stories and advice of an expert to help you raise your creative game. I would love to know what you thought about today's episode, so don't forget to subscribe in iTunes where you can rate and review the show. If you like this episode, I invite you to share it on Facebook or Twitter with the one person you know who will benefit from the wisdom shared here today. You can find the show notes on inspirationalcreatives.com/podcast. If you have a burning question or a great idea for a guest, head on over to inspirationalcreatives.com/contact, where you can connect with me there.